Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a bit of a long project to do, but it'll be a short video to show. This video will be kind of all over the place. I'm not sure when it'll get posted, but I'm going to wrap up all the last bit of stuff and then I'll end this series on that.
12 seconds later.
One of those is the fact that I have to reconnect my sump, and that will be done from that hole to the bottom line here. There's two lines. Second job will be to redig down to the French drain that comes off the side of the house here. Runs here, so I'm going to put an elbow, come along here because this is all easily dirt to dig up, and I will connect to the top line here. I will then dig out this one because it's the one that I broke, and it's dead weight in there, so I'll just dig it out. The next job will be to connect some corrugated pipe from this area over to there, so that's just a matter of doing that. And that's for my second sump line. So what I've been doing in the meantime is just digging and cleaning out this area, and it'll connect to the bottom pipe here. All right, there's the first side done, tied into the house. It goes across to the lower line, and then that's got a compression fitting on it that takes it down over there, and then ultimately way over there, way over by those tree stumps. All right, and here's an update. I have now connected the downspout for the French drain around back to where it goes using the Kubota to dig a hole. So now I'm just going to glue it up, backfill it, and this part will be done. All right, now that that is all glued together, we're going to backfill with the Kubota. All right, so that is it for this section of the backyard. I'm very happy to have that completed. The only thing left to do, as I've stated before, is I have to reconnect this black line to the pile right there. I have the corrugated hose do that, so I'm just gonna wait for a nicer day. No, I'm not. I'm gonna wait for another day to do that project, and I'm also gonna let this sit for a little while and let some of the weather sink into the spots it needs to, and then I can get some topsoil to put on there and then some grass seeds. So that'll be done by the fall, hopefully in the next month or so. So that is what's left of the trench project.
Day 2.
All right, and the continuing of the odds and ends portion of this video, we are now putting the electrical back at the barn, and my other brother Scott is with us. Hey, everybody. So we're just digging up a small trench to run the wire back along here. We'll put a post somewhere here. Then we'll continue. So yeah, so the post will be here somewhere, wherever this wire connects. We'll put an outlet on a post. And then we'll continue and put another post over here, because I'm going to actually put lights down that portion of my property. So I'm going to have an electrical outlet over here. And that's what ties into the shed. So that is what we're doing. It's just going to be a low ditch, because this is when I dug my water line, this trench here has sunk a bit, as I expected. So now what I'll do is I'll run the line across here and then just use some of this extra fill here to cover it over at the proper depth for requirements. And Scott is just going through and bearing the line. Then I'll come back and fill it in when we're done. I just got to work out where to dig that post, because we have a 4x4 post that'll go in, and we'll add that. So when I do that, I'll come back at you. All right, here's a bit of an update. I have made the ditch where we've run the direct bury cable, and Scott is now putting in the second post, and that connects to the shed. So I just had to dig this up again to redo this line. But the idea is that this post here will allow me to power some lights that run across the back of the property without having cables running everywhere. So now that that's done, we're just going to give it a bit of a test to make sure it's working, and then I'll backfill all the trenches. This odds and ends will be done. All right, here's an update and how we're doing. I've backfilled all this. So now the shed feeds the first post, backfilled all the way down to the second post. The issue is I do have a short from this post along this wire to the barn, so I'm going to have to go get some more of this direct bury cable, and I'll reconnect to here. So this post does have power, but I've disconnected the leads, or Scott did, that go underneath. So I'm gonna have to go get some more and tie into the shed, because I guess there's a nick or a short somewhere in this line. We've diagnosed it to that point. But I'm happy that we have one post done. This is all now been graded to the second post, and there's no more wires hanging in this area. So from my perspective, these are now done to this point. So that'll be later this week, and when I button that up, I'll record it and then I'll give an update.
Day 3.
All right, welcome back. This part of the video is to clean up this mess here. So I have my last bit of electrical wire completed, so we'll just bury this that goes into the barn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run two lines underground and feed this water dish and this water dish. And that will be buried with a small spigot that rises up here and a small spigot that rises up here somewhere, probably right there. So that in the summertime we can feed these two pressurized water dishes, no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a bit of a hole in the ground on the back side of the water hydrant, and I'm going to install a 4x4 post, which is right there on the back side here, and it'll come up to about here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, see how this, I have this 2 splitter, I have a 3 splitter coming, and it will connect to the back. I'll have a small leader hose from here to the back manifold, and those 2 lines will go underground to here and there. And that will allow me to get rid of all this, and then I'll bury that, and this part of the job will be done. And what that will allow me also to do is this green hose is the one I'm going to leave down here, but I'm going to put a hose reel on the back of it, and then I'll loop the hose on that, and that will protect the manifold to just be underneath it. And then if we need to, we have a spray nozzle down here that'll hang off the back. All right, so that's filled in. I've put the backhoe on, dug a bit of a hole. I've put my post. I'm going to run my water lines now. I don't have the manifold yet, but I will run the lines, so I'm going to do that now. All right, now I've dug out the trench across there. Lots of roots. I think it's from this tree here, actually, which is dying because the pigs have ruined all the bark around the bottom. But these are the roots that go to there, or they're from here, but I think that's a bit too far away. So I'm just going to lay the pipe in. I will do my connections to go do my little spigot up, and I'll tie it up here, and I'll leave these long so that when I get my manifold, I can put that in there. Okay, so that's that project done. Water hydrant with 2 lines running underground. One is on the corner of the barn there, and the other is right there. So then when my manifold comes in, oh, actually I should go get the water hose holder. I'll put it there so you can see what it looks like. So hold on a second, I'll be right back. But here's the lead for the first one, and I'll cut that down to something that makes sense. And same with this one. I'll cut this one down to where it makes sense because that will feed that water dish. And same with that one. So hold on. All right, so I just put that on there so you can see that's where all the hose reel will sit. My manifold will be under here, and these 2 will be cut off in where the manifold fits. And that will give them protection from the weather. Then I'll have one line running from here down into the manifold at the bottom. So yes, I will have to blow those lines out in the wintertime, but that's a small price to pay for the convenience of having no hoses running around the ground that I have to worry about hitting with the mower. So that's good. All right, so I just installed the converter that goes from 3/4 PVC to garden hose attachment, and I've put my Gardena quick attach. Everything else in my property is quick attach, so I'll be able to hook on the hose, make it to the length so it goes into the water there. I've also done the same on this side. Left it a bit longer, but same kind of deal, hooked up there. That'll go inside to there. And that cleans that up.
Day 4.
All right, and we're back at it. We're going to be digging the last trench line that we need to dig for the sump. I'll show you that in a minute. I just wanted to take a moment to mention that I had met 2 fantastic fans. My very first fan meetup, kind of impromptu at one of the local hardware stores. And I just want to do a big shout out to Kevin and Lisa. It was a fantastic meeting you. go to my About page on YouTube and see if you can find my email address there. Send me an email and I'll send you some stickers. So let's get at it. All right, so to build this thing, we have all of this corrugated plastic that the previous owner had. And the reason why he had this was he wanted to run the house sump and pump all the way from the house, which is over there, behind the shed, along the ground, out here, and carry the 700 feet all the way over there to the tree line behind the gazebo. So that's why he has all of that. So we're just going to grab the best line that we can. They're all old, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be kind of broken and stuff, but we'll piece together enough that we need for the 30 feet. So we're going to grab that now. Look at how good that camera is. Pretty good. Oh. Aiden's got fluff from his hoodie that he took off because it's beautiful weather. All right, so there's the piece we're going to use. It looks pretty good. And Aiden's just going to drag it up to where we need, see how long it is, and we'll go start digging a trench. All right, and here's a bit of an update. We have our clean connecting line here. We've dug the trench, and we think we've found the other clean side down here, but we're just going to use the scope to see if we can see if it's been crushed at all.
So the scope probably is what?
2 feet?
2 feet. Little camera on the end of it. And we're just going to take a look. It's also got a light on the end, so that's why it kind of works in this application. Well, first off, there's a ton of dirt inside of it already.
All right, we've deemed that this is a success. That is the connection line, so we're going to join this line here in it, make our connections at the end, backfill it, and be done. And that will be, I think, the last of the waterline project. All right, so there is the line in. I'm happy with that. We're just going to backfill it now.
Cool, let's do it.
All right. I am now saying that this odds and ends job is complete. I've did my first runs of leveling this down. I'll let some rains and stuff happen before I do my final grade. But we tied in the sump line in here somewhere, ran it down here to where it met up with the untouched section here. So if I have to use my secondary sump, I'm now happy that it will drain away properly. So thanks very much for watching this video. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And I would like to say a big shout out to Mark and Lisa. It was great running into you, and I hope you comment on these videos. The last thing we're going to do is gather up all of the remnants of the pieces that we dug out. We'll put those in the recycling, and
then we're done. Congratulations. Did you cut it off early again?
Just after the
Dude,
just after the
time.
congratulations.
I always come out with the bangers like 5 seconds after you finish. Well, now it's like, well, congratulations. You put a lot of work into this. Good job. Nah, there's nothing this time. Except for maybe that. But, yeah. Alright, let's get to work.